So we have discussed that Crohn's disease, it affects the whole intestinal tract, right from mouth to anus. The lesions, they are more inflammatory. Because of this, there is narrowing of the lumen may occur, that will give rise to edematous fibrous lesions, necrotic lesions, which shows the dull granular appearance, non-caseous granular lesions. Okay. Then fibrosis may cause narrowing of the lumen of bowel. There is involvement of neutrophils, there is involvement of lymphocytes, all shows the inflammation and edema in that particular lesions. Earliest sign, and as the disease progress, these lesions may get converted into the crypt abscesses, okay, which may gives rise to or may progress from fissures to fistula. Fissures, they are nothing but just only cracks get developed, but as these cracks get extended, it may lead into the fistula. What is fistula? The connection or canal like lesions which may develop between two cavities. We call it as fistula. Okay. Now the local complications, there is transmural inflammation. In transmural inflammation, there may be adhesions between viscera, fistula to bowel, to bladder, or up to the vagina. This fistula may get extend up to the bowel, bladder, and vagina. Okay. So these are the local complications, that is due to inflammation. First complication is adhesions may get developed in the viscera, and second complication is fistula may get developed. Yes, yes, Pooja. You can talk, unmute yourself. Yes? Yes, Pooja, you want to say something? Yes, Pooja. Are you able to hear me? Yes? You can unmute yourself and talk.
No.
Yes, yes, Pooja.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ठीक है. You could, my voice is clear up to you? Okay, so we will go to further. Yes, Pooja, my voice is, I am audible to you now?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Ma'am.
okay, okay. So this is the complications due to inflammation. Then the second complication is luminal narrowing. There is luminal narrowing, which gives rise to intestinal obstruction. Luminal narrowing. The common complication of luminal narrowing is intestinal obstruction. Then third complication may be malabsorption of vitamin B12. Okay, the vitamin B12 could not get absorbed. So malabsorption is the third complication, and fourth one is cancer of small intestine. So these are the local complications of Crohn's lesion, Crohn's disease. The first is narrowing, then adhesions between viscera, narrowing will give rise to intestinal obstruction. Then fistula may get developed or open into the bowel, bladder, and vagina. Malabsorption of vitamin B12 and cancer of small intestine. These are the complications of particular this Crohn's disease. So up till now we discussed about this Crohn's disease. Then we will going to discuss about the differentiation between Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. All of you know or remembering the ulcerative colitis, no? Yes? All of you know, all of you remembering the ulcerative colitis properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are the lesions, that is proximal, this disease, this chronic disease of ulcerative colitis, terminal part of large intestine will get affected. Then there is alternating lesions of periods of exacerbations and remissions in case of ulcerative colitis. So the few period in the year is normal or in the month is normal, but few period the symptoms will get aroused. So there is period of remissions and exacerbations. So the acuteness of disease may get evolved in some part of the month or in the year, and some part is in that part the patient is showing normal this symptoms. Okay, there will be no problem at all with the ulcerative colitis. Okay, now Crohn's disease versus ulcerative colitis. Here you can see which part of the Crohn's disease will get affected. It can affect the entire gastrointestinal tract and has discontinuous pattern throughout the gastrointestinal tract. The symptoms are abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and wet loss. These are the prominent symptoms of Crohn's disease. And the symptoms of ulcerative colitis are abdominal pain, rectal bleeding, and bloody diarrhea, because it affects the terminal part of the large intestine. It starts at the rectum and progress continuously throughout the colon like this, ascending order. Okay, in case of ulcerative colitis, it affects only the colon. The colon is just get affected due to ulcerative colitis, but Crohn's disease, it shows the lesion in whole intestinal tract, right from mouth up to the anus. Okay, with discontinued pattern. Some part is get affected, some part is normal. So we call it as discontinuous pattern throughout the gastrointestinal tract. It is not continuously get affected, but some part is normal, some part shows edema, inflammation, narrowing, fibrosis. Okay, so here which symptom is not seen in this ulcerative colitis? Yes, which is not there in ulcerative colitis?
Ma'am, entire GIT is not affected.
Yes, then wet loss is not there. Okay, in ulcerative colitis, it is not profoundly seen in ulcerative colitis because there are periods of remissions and exacerbations. Some period the patient is with normal, with easy, all the things, physiology of normal intestine. Physiology of normal intestine is maintained in case of ulcerative colitis for some period, but pathology will get arouses in some period. Okay, so weight loss is not profound in the ulcerative colitis, but it is characteristic with Crohn's disease. Okay, it also there is nausea. It is there in Crohn's disease, which is not seen in ulcerative colitis. Why? Because the inflammation of stomach is not seen in ulcerative colitis, but because the disease is just restricted up to the colon. Okay, as the whole GI tract is get affected, there is nausea, vomiting, characteristically seen in Crohn's disease. Okay, see now comparison of Crohn's disease versus ulcerative colitis. It is there in the particular thing, particular part. Okay, okay, so Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, we will discuss this part now. Yes, up till now, what are the things we discussed in ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease? What are the things we discussed? Yes, can you get,
Morphology,
which is not there in this slide? Okay, try to recollect what which is not there in this slide. Yes,
morphology,
yes. What is the difference between morphology of ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease? Yes, what is the difference of?
ma'am, fat wrapping,
Yes,
fat
fat,
wrapping.
yes, yes, right, right. Fat wrapping is there in the
Fissures,
Crohn's disease. Yes,
disease.
fissures,
Fissure,
they are also there. Yes, right.
thickening of that part, Thickening of tissues.
the lumen, thickening of lumen. Okay,
Thickening of
thickening
lumen.
of lumen is there in the Crohn's disease, which is not there in ulcerative colitis. Okay,
Ulcerative colitis.
then yes, anything else?
Ma'am, cobblestone appearance.
Yes, cobblestone appearance in the Crohn's disease.
Crohn's disease.
Yes, in ulcerative colitis, it is irregular patchy areas, no,
Yes, ma'am.
of ulcerations. Okay, then sigmoid and rectum is much affected in the ulcerative colitis. Sigmoid and rectum. But in case of Crohn's disease, the whole GI tract. Okay, so here we can see the site of origin. The first difference, that is terminal ileum get affected, ulcerative colitis, the rectum and sigmoidal colon. Okay, you can add some points in this slide, which I am going to tell you now. Okay, so write down the difference between Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Just go on adding some points which is not there in this slide. Okay. Now in ulcerative colitis, the lesions, they are continuous, okay, mucosal involvement. In case of ulcerative colitis, the lesion continuously seen in the mucosa. In ulcerative colitis, in Crohn's disease, the skin lesions which may be seen with transmural involvement of the colon. Transmural involvement, that is the thickness of colon, that is wall of colon, get affected. Okay, but in ulcerative colitis, the lesions, they are mucosal, they are not transmural. In case of ulcerative colitis, they are confined up to mucosa or submucosa. Okay, where in Crohn's disease, here you can see in the third this difference, that is in Crohn's disease, transmural. Ulcerative colitis only confined up to mucosa and submucosa. Okay. In case of ulcerative colitis, the rectum is get developed inward, and in Crohn's disease, the rectum involvement is just only 50%. Okay. Ulcerative colitis, the terminal ileum involved, which is less than 10%. The terminal ileum involvement in case of ulcerative colitis is less than 10%, and in Crohn's disease, the terminal ileum involvement is 30%. In Crohn's disease, the terminal ileum involvement is 30%, where in ulcerative colitis, the terminal ileum involvement is just 10%. Okay. The lesions of ulcerative colitis are granular, are ulcerated. The lesions are granular, ulcerated, ulcerations, that is in the mucosa, with no fissuring. In ulcerative colitis, there is inflammation, the lesions, granular lesions, ulcerative lesions get developed in the mucosa, but there is never fissuring, that is cracks get developed in the ulcerative colitis. But this Crohn's disease, the lesions, they are discretely ulcerated mucosa with cobblestone appearance, then fissuring, which shows more over vascularity, which is more pronounced in case of Crohn's disease. Okay. Then the next differentiation about serosa. The serosa, there is normal serosa, that is serous membrane. Serosa is normal in case of ulcerative colitis. In Crohn's disease, the serositis is very much common, that is serosa, inflammation of serosa, which is very much common in case of Crohn's disease. We call it as serositis. Okay. Then muscular shortening of colon, which is seen in ulcerative colitis. Muscular shortening of colon. Okay. Then in case of Crohn's disease, there is fibrous shortening. Fibrosis is much more in case of Crohn's disease. So fibrosis shortening is much more we can see in the Crohn's disease. Where ulcerative colitis, The muscularis coat which get retracted or inflamed and shortening is because of that. So we call it as muscular shortening in case of ulcerative colitis, and in Crohn's disease, fibrosed shortening. Okay. The fistulas, they are rare in case of ulcerative colitis. Here, the lesions you can see hemorrhagic lesions and toxic megacolon. The hemorrhagic lesions with toxic megacolon and complications, that is the fifth point of differentiation here in Crohn's disease. You can see fistulas, abscess and obstruction. Okay, fistulas, abscess formation, crypt abscess. This abscess, they are nothing but the crypt's abscess, and obstruction due to narrowing of the lumen, due to much more fibrosis. The fibrotic lesions, they are much more formed in the Crohn's disease. Here, the hemorrhagic lesions, they are much more. Okay, then the malignant changes, they are well recognized in case of ulcerative colitis, but malignant lesions or changes, they are less common with Crohn's disease. Okay, this is also a very important difference. The malignant changes, they are common with ulcerative colitis, where in case of Crohn's disease, they are uncommon. Okay, so slightly increase risk of colon. Here, see, you can see the risk of colon cancer is slight increase, and here it is marked increase in ulcerative colitis. Okay, the radiographic findings, the string sign on barium X-ray. We discussed about the string sign, no? While discussing the ulcerative colitis, we discussed about the string sign. What is the string sign? Yes, ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, where we discussed in Crohn's disease, the string sign, that is, as a result, the lumen is almost always narrowed. We call it as a string sign. Okay, so it is seen in the Crohn's disease because of narrowing. We can see the barium X-ray. On barium X-ray, that is, for the barium should get that that person, that he drinks that barium, and we can see the radio opaque shadows with this barium mill. So we can see the part which is narrowed with which shows very narrowing barium filling in the stomach, in the intestine, where there is no narrowing. You can see the whole lumen of intestine get filled up with the barium. So we call it as a string sign. It is commonly seen in the Crohn's disease. In ulcerative colitis, the lead pipe colon on barium X-ray, lead pipe, like lead pipe, we can see the pipe-like filling of colon with the barium. Okay, so these are the few differentiating points between Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Okay. So I have told you the other differentiations also, which is not there in this particular slide. Okay. So prepare this differentiation always asked in the exam. Now you can see here again the IBD with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. In Crohn's disease, you can see the whole intestine, whole this colon, it get affected. Okay, so, and here you can see only terminal part is get inflamed. So in Crohn's disease, the inflammation can occur anywhere along the gastrointestinal tract, but is usually involved the bottom part of the small intestine, that is Crohn ileitis, we call it as, with large involvement of large intestine. We call it as Crohn's colitis. Okay, or both Crohn's, that is inflammation in the Crohn's disease. The symptoms of Crohn's disease, they are basically based on the location, but most common the symptoms include abdominal pain and diarrhea. See, the diarrhea and abdominal pain, which is characteristic symptom of Crohn's disease, where in case of ulcerative colitis, the inflammation is in the large intestine and almost involvement is of rectum. The primary symptoms include diarrhea and rectal bleeding. The rectal bleeding is more prominent. Okay. So, so this is all about of this particular Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Both are included in the IBD, that is inflammatory bowel lesions. Okay. So in the GI tract, we discussed in GI tract about ulcerative, both IBD, that is inflammatory bowel disease, about ulcerative colitis, and also about the Crohn's disease. Okay. So the important topics from GI tract is finished today. Okay. Now the CA of stomach, CA intestine, this part is remaining. Okay. That we will discuss later on. So from next lecture, I'm going to start with, yes, which system is remaining? I think respiratory system is remaining, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Respiratory system is remaining. So we can start from next lecture about a respiratory system. Okay? Or we discussed about this system?
Ma'am,
Yes? Yes, Pranjali?
slide 3 to 6 दाखवा ना ma'am.
Okay, okay. This slide number 3. This is just differentiation given morphologically, how this particular lesions they are seen, Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis.
Ma'am, for how many marks it is asked in paper?
I think it is 5 marks. Can ask for 5 marks. Either they ask difference between ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease, or they can ask individual topics. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Or may ask for 10 marks also, that is whole inflammatory bowel disease. In that case, you are going to discuss about, you are going to write about ulcerative colitis also, and also Crohn's disease.
Crohn's
Okay.
disease.
So both of these diseases are important in inflammatory bowel diseases. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
They can ask the differentiation also. Okay, Pranjali, you got the slides? Miss slides? Again, one difference is left, that is anal lesions. They are about 25%. Anal lesions, they are uncommon, that is 25% affections in ulcerative colitis in the anal lesions, and in Crohn's disease 75% of anal canal get affected. Okay, so the anal lesions, they are 75% in case of Crohn's disease and only 25% in the ulcerative colitis. Although the terminal part of ulcerative, in that is bowel, get affected in ulcerative colitis, but the lesions in bowel, they are more in Crohn's disease than the ulcerative colitis. Okay. This is again one of the
Ma'am.
different. Yes.
Ma'am, Sahar told me that she was unable to connect because of network.
Who?
Sahar
Sahar.
Karbelkar.
Okay, okay. Okay, she can connect
Ma'am.
from next time. Yes?
But ma'am, she is asking about
RS मध्ये
attendance.
आपण ट्रॅकिएटिस निमोनिया वगैरे ते पाहिलंय सगळं.
पाहिलंय का? RS सिस्टीम
हो,
झाली आहे मग
अॅक्यूट
तुमची?
फॅरेंजायटिस, ट्रॅकिएटिस
हा, आणि अस्थमा, ब्रॉन्कायटिस, COPD, न्यूमोनायटिस
हा, निमोनिया पण केलंय, ट्युबरक्युलोसिस पण झालंय.
झालेलं आहे का? मग कोणती सिस्टीम राहिली आहे तुमची? Which system is left? This excretory system? I think it is also done, no? Excretory system,
Yes, ma'am.
glomerulonephritis and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Then which system is left? Cardiovascular also over. Important topics from CVS over. GI, respiratory system is over. Then excretory system is over. Okay, so we can start. Which system?
Endocrinal.
Endocrine. Okay, endocrinal diseases.
Yes, ma'am.
We can take
Ma'am,
endocrinal diseases. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am,
Yeah.
sir is asking about attendance.
Sahar, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can send me the list, no? For attendance.
Ma'am,
Those who are
उसकी
there
attendance,
in today's
मैम
lecture.
फिर वो absent ही तो नहीं लगा सकते ना?
नहीं, absent है तो नहीं लगा सकते, जो present है उनका ही
ठीक है,
लगाना
ma'am.
पड़ेगा. Okay. From
Okay,
next
ma'am.
time they can attend, no?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
lectures. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will stop today's lecture, and attendance. This timetable, lecture timetable, is given to your on your group, or I will send it again. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
From next week, we will go according to that attendance. Okay, according to that timetable.
मॅम पण ग्रुपमध्ये आम्हाला ऍडच नाही केलंय अजून.
नाही, तुम्हाला करतील ना ऍड. करतील.
हो
तुम्ही रिक्वेस्ट
सांगितलं
करा
सांगा पण करत नाहीयेत ते.
नाही करतील खोकराळ त्यांची आता एक सगळ्यांचं चेक करत ते ऍड करत चाललेत सगळ्यांना. ज्यांचं क्लिअरन्स झालंय, ज्यांनी फॉर्म फिलअप केलाय त्यांना केलेले ऍड करतायत. ओके.
ठीक आहे.
आणि मी नेक्स्ट टाइम पासून ग्रुपमध्येच लिंक पाठवणार आहे, असं इंडिव्हिज्युअल कोणाला पाठवणार नाहीये. ओके.
ओके मॅम.
सो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर माझं आता आय थिंक विंटर बॅच. फॉर विंटर ट्यूजडेला आहे माझं लेक्चर 12 to 1 ट्यूजडे. ओके.
येस मॅम.
समर बॅच साठी थर्सडेला आहे 12 to 1. सो ट्यूजडेला आपलं लेक्चर होईल या मंथ मध्ये तरी. मग नेक्स्ट मंथ पासून लेक्चर आपले वाढतील अजून. ओके.
ओके मॅम.
ओके.